All right. We're having some technical difficulties here. So let me see if we can get this sorted out. But hello, everybody. Welcome to the Life Reawaken Show. I need to somehow get Tanya here. Let me see. I want to put Cam. I see you here. Hi, Sandra. There's Tanya. Okay. I got a bunch of Tanyas here. So I'm not sure which one's which. Who's
I'm
who?
right here.
Okay, that's you. So all of you other Tanyas that are here, I'm going
Oh
to
no. I'm so sorry. Sam accidentally posted the wrong link in my reminder email today.
let me move you guys over to somehow attendee. And then when you get there, change your name, whoever I'm moving over, so that when it comes time to call on you, I can call on you. So I just need to keep it all straightened out.
Oh,
Okay.
we're recording already.
Yes, because I wanted to let everybody know we were having some issues. Okay. Hi, Tanya. Beautiful background you have there. I love it.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It's gorgeous. Okay, guys. So I think we're all straightened out now. So let me give some shout outs here. I see Sandra. Hello, Hetty. Hello, Judy from Florida. Hello, Karen. Hello, Annette. Hello. We have Carrie. Hello, Gail. Hi, everyone. Kathy from Northern California. Olga. Hello from Holland. I mean, we got Netherlands, Maine, Texas. Hello, 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 everybody. Belgium, South Africa. So glad to have you guys here now that we got all of our technicalities figured out. Tanya, well,
Hello. Hello. Hi, beautiful. How are you? Are you staying warm?
it wouldn't be so bad if the sun would just come out. Like, I'm ready for the sun to come out. It's getting rather depressing. Look at your sun back there. It's gorgeous.
I know. I took Eva to school a few weeks ago. It was 18.
Oh,
And,
wow.
and 2 weeks later, it was in the mid 60s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're going to cool back down, but we had like 70s already
That's
which is in February. I think they broke heat records.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. So I
Yeah.
can't tell everybody or for you to tell everybody, share what's going on with you and all that good stuff. But guys, we're going to dive right in because I have a feeling this conversation is going to go pretty in depth. And I want to make sure that we cover everything because it's really exciting. But let me first introduce Tanya to you guys because maybe not all of you know her. Tanja James is a healing, health, and wellness specialist and a master facilitator of energy recalibration, multidimensional manifestation, and soul sovereignty. With a gift for bridging the and unseen, she helps visionaries, healers, and spiritual leaders unlock effortless manifestation, collapse outdated timelines, and embody their highest self with ease. Her work weaves together deep ancestral healing, nervous system recalibration, and cosmic intelligence, creating powerful energetic activations that help individuals shift into limitless receiving, divine alignment, and accelerated evolution. Tanya has guided thousands through transformational experiences from large-scale summits to private soul journeys, always bringing through the next level frequencies required for planetary and personal ascension. So today we are diving deep, talking about manifestation beyond effort. Love this topic. Love the whole idea about it and can't wait to dive in. We're really breaking down the new paradigm of receiving and what that looks like. So,
Yeah.
Tanya, welcome to the call.
Thank you. What a beautiful introduction.
Yeah, well, thank you for bringing this to us. So, I see a lot of people saying that they're excited to be here and learn about this. So, I guess let's start with, what does it mean? Like, what manifesting faster, manifesting easy with effort? What is that and why now?
Oh boy. Well, we are on an accelerated timeline, and all of us, especially those of us, who are in this community, my community, who have been living our lives with kind of one foot in the other realms and one foot in this one and trying to manage the two, that, it's very much go time for those of us on the, multidimensional path. And all of our love and light and joy is needed right now more than ever. And in order for us to really fulfill our inner and outer purposes here, we need to be able to line up with the synchronicities and create the inner and outer resources that we need in order to fulfill the jobs that we came down here with. And all of us came down here with a lot of medicine to bring to the planet at these times, and we're meant to be supported in delivering that medicine to the world.
I love that. And so share a little bit how this has played out in your life. Like what's happened? Because I know you've done like a 360 since the last time we had you on. So what's going on and how's this showing up for you?
Yes, literally when I hung up the call with you in November, I got the message, your work in Mexico is done. It's time to go. And I had committed to a whole year being there.
Wow.
Like I had, set up immigration. I had got my daughter in school. So my human really struggled with that message because I'm like, what do you mean it's time to go? I've only been here not even 4 months yet. And I've got 8 to go. And they're like, nope, your work here is done. It's time to go. Okay. So literally 48 hours after we talked, I was in the air going back to the States. Wow. And it was such a whirlwind because it was like that whole life that I had cultivated down there in a short time, just, within a day was like, okay, time to reset. So I get to LA and I'm sitting there having Thanksgiving dinner with all my kids, like their friends invited us over for dinner. And I mean, if somebody would have told me a week beforehand, oh, you're going to be sitting at, having Thanksgiving dinner with all of your kids next week, I'd been like, what? How in the heck is that going to happen? And so I had a dear friend who said, oh, come back to Prescott where I had been living for 4 years, regroup, that sort of thing. So I came up here to the mountains and I was down in Phoenix like a week later, helping another friend of mine with some stuff. And I had been searching back in the Northwest, like I'm originally from Seattle. So I was kind of feeling the forests and the trees and that kind of thing. And I'm looking and I'm actually getting a little bit discouraged. Like, I'm not seeing anything. I don't know about schools and neighborhoods. Oh my gosh. And it's just, me and my daughter. And I'm like, okay, breathe. And I put my phone down and literally this tiny little whisper says, what about Sedona? And I'm like, Sedona. And I love Sedona. I'm right. Like, Sedona. And I know like the, it's hard to find places here and everything. I'm like, how in the world am I going to make Sedona work? And then the next little whisper was call so-and-so. And again, I'm like, called him. Like, why would I call them? I haven't talked to them in forever. I hardly know this person. Yeah. And they're like, don't worry, just do it. And so I make a phone call and he goes, oh, my place is available. I just took a deposit down, but I have a feeling it's going to fall through. Let me get back to you. And he calls me back the next morning and says, hey, do you want to come and see it? And I signed the lease on it that day and moved in 2 weeks later. And then he moved out right away. And wow. my guides were like, it's going to be a little bit of an interesting first month, but you're meant to be there. You're meant to be, just trust it. You're safe. And here I am.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how has that, so many of us know it's a magical place, right? Like, so have you tapped into that energy there and how has that shifted?
I have a 180-degree view in the center of town. And I'm in the vortex. So I'm in one vortex and then I have another vortex site not far, like 5 minutes in the other direction. And I'm right on the ley lines. And I actually had karma on this land and there was some disturbances in the house. There was some weird stuff going on. And I contacted some friends and had somebody do a space clearing for me and all that kind of thing. I had discovered that there was some karma that needed to get cleaned up. And as soon as I address that and really felt so welcomed here on the one hand. And it was like, oh, there's just this one little cleanup thing you need to do. And then ever since then, it's just been absolutely magical. Like this morning, I go outside and a hummingbird just flew right up. I haven't even seen a hummingbird yet this year. And it just flew right up to me, send me a little joy, like have a good call. It's really this synergy with the energies and listening to the guidance. So, if I'm driving around, hey, stop over there and just sit for a minute and I'll get information pouring in. It's, Sedona is sitting basically on crystals. The part of the vortex energies are because of the crystalline energy that exists here. It's just magical. There's not even words for it. It's such a magical place. And I've been coming here for years and years and years. The first time I ever I came up to do a hike, and one of the other hikers brought a drone. And so my first time here 5 years ago, there's all this drone footage of me sitting on the top of Bell Rock. And, when I watched that video when I landed here, and this message of, well, welcome home. We've been welcoming you home every time you've come. There were just things that needed to happen in order for you to call it home.
That's so cool. So I'm seeing a lot of messages of people asking, like, how can I hear that guidance? Like, how do I, how am I able to receive? And so I guess my question is, is that part of it? Like being able to hear, being able to understand, being able to trust, is that part of the no effort with ease? Is that all part of that?
So I watched a video recently, and I might even do like a movie night and watch it with the community, of where they explained it so beautifully, as in we have four distinct consciousnesses, right? And so we have our executive mind, we have our thinker, the part that's telling us what to do and when to do it. Then we have our heart consciousness, which is like the passion and the fire behind what we're doing. Then we have our body consciousness, right? So if somebody's trying to manifest a healthier body, for instance, if the body consciousness is not on board, if it's totally happy with your weight, like it's like, oh no, we're healthy, we're happy, we don't need to change. Like, what are you talking about, right? And the mind is sitting there like, no, I really want to get healthier. And there's this, butting up against. And then we have our higher self consciousness. And it would be as if there are four wheels of a car. And if all of those wheels are pointing in different directions, how easy is it to go where we're trying to go?
Oh, no, not easy.
Yeah, it's this great analogy. I heard it like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, oh my God, that is perfect. And I talk about the other consciousnesses all the time, but we really want all parts of us lined up, pointing in the direction that we want to go. And a lot of time, one of those wheels or three of them or whatever will point in the other direction. And it feels like we're forcing or we're trying to push through something. When we can get all of those consciousness on board with what we're walking toward, it's so much easier. And, our mind is very active. So to be able to get quiet and actually, for me, like that day, it just popped in out of nowhere. I was discouraged. I was feeling a little bit down in the dumps. And I put my phone down, I closed my eyes for a second. And all of a sudden it was like, what about Sedona? And it was the tiniest little whisper. When I paid attention, like in Mexico, that whisper came in quite regularly. Like, hey, you might want to just hang back here for a second. I'd be walking down the street and I just stop and put my back against the wall. And I'm just looking at the street, and this truck comes barreling down the road, knocking down branches of trees, takes out all of the power lines in the intersection that I would have been walking underneath.
Wow.
I not listen to that voice.
Wow.
And so the trick is starting to cultivate a relationship with that higher mind consciousness and give it permission to be able to speak. We all receive information differently. So depending on if we see it or feel it or have a nudge, everyone has access to that higher mind that is always guiding us and always sending us signals and messages that are going to help us on our earth walk.
That makes so much sense. So is that why we've been doing manifesting wrong? Like, is that what the missing piece is not having all these pieces aligned, or is there more to it than that?
There's more to it in the sense that there's divine timing and there's a gift in the struggles.
Yeah.
There's a gift in the friction. When a grain of sand gets in an oyster, what happens? That irritant gets lacquered over and over and over and over again with this protective coating, and it becomes a pearl. So sometimes it's acceptance is a big piece. accepting what is, that surrendering to what is and accepting what is and letting the past go is a huge part of it. Because in this moment of now, we are pure potential. But because of the history of, what we've gone through, what we've experienced, we don't wake up every day like new babies, ready to see the world. We can feel heavy. We can feel the collective heaviness. There can be a lot of reasons. There can be trauma that just pulls us out of the miraculous moment of now and into either, ruminating over what's been or worrying about what's to come. And when we can take some time every day to just be in the miraculous, how do I word this, potential of life, the joy can start to filter back in. So I really think joy is one of those, we talk about it all the time, but we attract and line up with what's next much easier when we're internally prepared to receive it. And we do that through joy.
Oh, beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
So you also bring in the nervous system a lot into, your work and with manifesting. And so how is that connected? Like how do you bring that in and what does that do?
So when our nervous systems are not in safety, we naturally are armored up. And so if we're trying to open to receive, I'm open to receive, but our nervous systems are doing this. So that's part of the body consciousness. If our body consciousness is tight and like, where is the room for anything to come in? And our nervous systems in our modern age are very dysregulated just in general, and resetting the nervous system takes time. It's not this light switch. I wish it was. Trust me, I wish it was. It's not this light switch process. It's giving the body that taking care and giving the body consciousness permission to relax into safety every single day at some point during the day. Whether it's first thing in the day, whether it's throughout the day, like tuning into the body consciousness and bringing it into safety. And doing that every single day, sometimes it takes weeks, sometimes it takes months. If the nervous system has been in flight and fight for, 20, 30 years, then it might take a little longer. But it's that constant, consistent, you are safe. It's safe to be alive. It's safe to be in this body. And as starseeds, it can feel very unsafe because it's a very dense, harsh world out there. And most of us are very soft creatures in this world that's just like, oh my gosh, I can't handle this place. And so it's giving that body permission to go into safety because then it's much easier to receive.
Okay, that makes sense. So somebody wrote in here, which is, I think, probably a concern for a lot of our callers is, I'm struggling with having joy. My health is crumbling. So how do you, like find the safety, find the joy, calm your body down when your reality, at least what you perceive as your reality, is not where, those feelings are easy to come up.
Yeah. And we can't see the blessing of the storm in the middle of the storm most of the time.
Right.
Because so it's, there's for that particular it's when our minds think our bodies are broken or that something needs to be fixed, there's a lot of gold in there. So our bodies are massively intelligent, bioelectrical magnetic systems. And when we can remember we're not broken in spite of the body potentially breaking down and not doing what it's supposed to do. And like asking the body, how can I help you today? How can I support you today? And reminding the body, you're not broken. You know exactly how to reorganize this. We're all going through a lot of detoxing and ascension symptoms. I've been sick on and off the last year, like unbelievably so. And so I've just had to, rest more, eat better, pay really close attention to teas and fluids, and supporting my body as it's changing, because we are becoming more crystalline too. And detoxing and getting all the crud out of our body, it's just like the nervous system reset, it takes time. So there's a trust component that my body is healing is happening now, and while I'm healing, I give myself permission to be happy, to put on a funny movie and laugh, if that's the only energy that I have. I've been watching a lot of, when I was really not feeling good, I just put on funny old movies and, just got myself laughing, even though I was feeling miserable, right? Like, it's breaking, there's a pivot, right? It's disrupting the system. So whatever we can do to invite that joy disruption, we think of just disruption as, oh, it's going to be, whatever, but like literally, where can I put a little joy disruptor in there so I can remember I deserve to be happy in spite of what's going on with my health, or in spite of what's going on with my relationships, or in spite of what's going on with my money, or in spite of whatever this earthly, challenge is. How can I access some joy today?
Mm. I love that, because it does make such a difference. And we get so caught up in the thoughts, right? The patterns, the habit of whatever those thoughts are, whatever issue it is that we're struggling with, that they become habit that we don't even, how many habits do we all have that we don't even pay attention to because we do them so robotically, right? And I'm assuming that our thoughts are like that too. So the joy, putting in that disruptor, stops
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. And just giving yourself permission to not put your happiness, okay, well, I'll be happy when this happens, or I'll be happy when this feels better, or I'll be happy when this lines up, then I can relax. It's like, no, I deserve to be happy every single day, even if it's just for a couple of minutes. And then what happens is, as that 1 to 2 minutes of happiness disruptor goes in, then it grows.
Mm.
What we focus on grows. That's a universal law. So when we're focusing on what we don't want, when we're focusing on what's not working, when we're focusing on perceiving things as broken, right, we're going to see more of that. So finding something every day, what worked today, and how can I focus on that? And it's flipping the brain, because the brain is hardwired to focus on what's not working. So you're actually having to flip the script on that a little bit and say, okay, no, I'm going to focus on what is working today.
Yeah, that's really interesting, because I think a lot of us, when we want to manifest, and it feels hard because it's such a step, right? Like from where we are now to where we want to go, that we think in our brain, like we've been taught, how many of us have been taught, do this, do that, think positive. But sometimes that switch is hard to turn on, right? Like when you're stuck in this place of like, it's not where I want to be. So is that what makes manifesting hard? Is that the piece like that is really like we're stuck in this?
It's one of them for sure. I mean, the root of all suffering is what? Attachment. Is that the Buddhist, philosophy? It's the, why hasn't this shown up yet? Why isn't this working? I'm doing all these things. I've been doing all these things for 10 years and I'm not seeing any results, and we can't see the results that are there. Like if you plant a bamboo seed, it could take 7 years for that seed to sprout. And once it sprouts, it'll grow like dozens of feet within a year. I mean, it just shoots up, but it had that germination period. So we don't always know how long certain seeds, if we planted them, how long they're going to germinate. And sitting there with the attachment, okay, grow seed, grow, right? In nature, nothing is forced. And so, as we return to the natural cycles of things, and we allow ourselves to sync up with the natural rhythms of nature and trust, what is working with my body today. So if somebody feels like their body is breaking down, being able to tune into the consciousness of the body for the day and thanking the parts that are working. My eyes are working. My sense of smell is working. My heart is working. My lungs are working. Like, and reminding that mental part that's fixated on X, Y, or Z. Look at all the things that are working.
Mm.
Right. And the mind is very subjective. When I was in massage school, for instance, and took a pathology class, we all got sick. We're learning everything that could go wrong with the body. And when you look at it, you're like, holy crap, it's amazing that anybody's walking around living when you really study all the things that can go wrong.
Right.
And in that quarter, we all were sick because we were studying sickness. Bless you.
Thanks.
But the mind is so powerful in terms of creating our reality. We don't see how the placebo effect for the positive things or the no effect of the negative things can be affecting our daily life outcomes.
Very interesting. I have one more question I want to ask you, then we'll get to, I know you have a group process you're going to take us through and you're going to talk with callers, but you bring in like timelines a lot into your work as well. And so I would like you just to kind of talk a little bit about that. Like, how does that kind of impact, or what, how do you bring that in? What is the purpose of that and all that good stuff?
Well, it's amazing, in doing the work I've done over the years and working with as many people in professional life and in my personal life with friends and family and loved ones who've struggled with patterns or chronic health conditions, or like the same cycle keeps repeating over and over. It is astounding how much of these things are caught up in other timelines. They could be past life timelines. They could even be future timelines, right? Like we are, in this time and space continuum on earth, but our spirit is outside of that. Right? There is no tomorrow or yesterday. It's all happening now, which is hard for the brain to kind of wrap itself around. So, when I tune in and the team is so amazing, oh, there's multiple timelines that are affecting this particular pattern or this particular issue. And they are just so amazing at pinpointing, okay, this one, here, let's pull all of that presence back that got lost in those other timelines that are affecting the physical body today. And once we call that presence back into self from those spaces and places, then it gives it it disrupts the system and says, oh, yay, we get to wire this. Like I have, for instance, I have pretty severe scoliosis. And, I always find timeline stuff in my spine. It's unbelievable. And, we think of healing as linear A to B, where it's a cycle. So when if something is flared up, okay, what's going on here? It might be another timeline that I've already looked at and paid attention to. And I just keep calling the presence back from that timeline and saying, no, I give my spine permission to receive this and let go of this lifelong thing that I've dealt with having a double S curve, right? And so, but there's a lot of history that I was born with in my spine from all of these various timelines. And I think it's amazing that we can find these energetic places and bring them into wholeness and bring them into healing and have the tools and the practices in our lives today that we didn't have 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, that's so cool. I just love that because it is so hard for me to wrap my head around it. So I always like to hear like what exactly it is and how it can benefit us. And that's interesting that I didn't really realize that like it can go into your back per se. And that it can be cleared there. So very, very cool. Love it.
Yeah.
All
Yes.
right. Well, you have a process or two or for us. Do you want to do that first? Do you want to talk to callers? How do you want to proceed?
I'm feeling a few callers.
Perfect. All right, let's do that. Okay, so first in line is Liz. Liz, you are up first.
Hi, Liz.
There you are.
Hello.
Hi, Liz.
Okay.
Are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Because my phone, I'm getting these messages, and so I wasn't sure if I was getting through or not. I've been having just awkward symptoms, and I was just wondering if there was anything that you might could tell me. Is there's too many to explain, and it's just really out of character for me.
Okay.
And I'm
Uh,
wondering if it's, I don't want to even guess what it is, really.
I definitely feel a lot of your presence kind of floating above your body. So it doesn't feel like you're fully in your body. And this is very common. So I want to invite you to just say,
I am that I am that I am. And I call all of me into my body now.
and feel your feet. Feel your feet. Just put all your attention on your feet here for a second. And what does that feel like when you just tune into feeling your feet?
Warm, tingly.
Okay, good. Because energetically, when I'm looking at them, they're about 6 inches above the ground. So I'm inviting your feet to come onto the ground and to connect into the heart of Mother Earth and the highest timeline for humanity. And to allow your feet to receive pure life force intelligence through your feet as if there were roots coming down and it's soaking up. So we're going to ask for any mother wounding or father wounding to be alchemized in the purest of divinity, and for your body to receive pure vital life force energy and come fully in your body. And go ahead and say that again. I am that I am that I am. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. And there are a lot of hold on. We're going to ask for your internal pharmacy to fully come online, for your water helixes and your light helixes to receive all the nourishment you need. And I'm just hearing a little bit more rest, a little bit more water, and knowing that your body is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing in spite of some of the weird symptoms. Like, my body's healing now and I'm safe and I'm okay. It can intensify when we're out of our body. Like when I first tuned in, you were probably 25% in your body. So when that happens, it can intensify everything because there's fragmentation going on. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So just that, I see all that energy coming in. It's like your body consciousness is giving me the thumbs up, and the heart consciousness is wanting some support along with the mind. So it's kind of like the job is linking the head and the heart up.
Good deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. How you doing?
Oh, it's like I'm tingling all the way up.
Good. Very good. Just posted how you do through the rest of the call, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks. All right. And Nat said, thanks, Liz. That is similar to what I would have asked. So very good. Love when that happens. Okay, next up, Wilma.
Can you hear me?
Ken, welcome.
Oh, it's so nice to be able to talk to both of you. I'm feeling, Tanya, that what you just did for the first caller actually did assist me in some way, but I'm dealing with some minor physical things. There's a pain in my mouth that keeps coming back, and there's a part of me that knows that I'm meant to be 100% metabolically healthy, if that makes any sense. I know I need my full body for whatever my mission is here on Earth. So I'm wondering if you can just tune into whatever is being presented to you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, you did receive from the last caller, but when you say, go ahead and say, I'm in my body now.
I am in my body now.
Yeah, about an 85%. So we're going to ask for all your presence from the past to return to you now, from traumatic events specifically. So calling your presence back from all trauma that you've experienced, calling your presence back from something else. The mouth thing is there's multiple timelines going on in the mouth, but calling your presence back from any of those timelines that are directly affecting your mouth. We call your presence back, fully clean, cleared, and filtered, and set to the highest vibrational frequency. Calling your presence back. And go ahead and say,
I am that I am that I am. I consciously choose to remember that I am a powerful creator being and that I am supported.
so we're going to call your presence back from all the spaces and places where you didn't feel supported, where the struggles and hardships have left a fog. We want to blow that fog away. Blowing that fog away. There we go. And the team is doing a little timeline work in the mouth there. It's safe to let this go. And that's common, where a part of us, like maybe 99% of us, is totally on board with letting something go. But there's this 1% that's like, no, I don't want to forget. This is keeping me safe. It's armor. There's a whole host of reasons why we hold on to things, but it's safe to let this go. We alchemize it in the purest of divinity and love and transmute it and recycle it into healing. And they're bringing in some ozone and some zeolite and some lemongrass to there. And
I give myself permission to just be.
so there's where the work is.
So can I share what came up when you were
Yeah.
talking, when you said about the letting go and you heard no? It's interesting because my struggle has always been with the financial thing. And this pain in my mouth started when I first had an awareness that, oh my God, I'm about to clear the money thing. You know what I mean? Like there was an excitement. And then all of a sudden there was this energy moving in my mouth that went up to my ear. And then instead of the energy going out, it turned around and came right back down. And I thought, oh my God. And that's when the pain started. And just yesterday, I thought again, oh, I'm at the end of that financial struggle and the pain in my mouth started again. So you hit on something there, that there's something in me that's trying to stop my financial freedom from coming through.
Or another way that you could look at it is when we are walking toward where we want to go and we're declaring it. That which is, it's not about like digging and finding stuff to clear, right? It's about allowing what's leaving to rise to the surface so we can kind of scrape it off and let it go. So when you're saying, declaring, I'm going to do this, that which is preventing you just rose naturally to the surface. Hey, you might want to address this. So all of us are on board with where we're going toward. So it's just coming up to come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Good job.
Yeah.
So if I listen to this again, well, that little bit that didn't want to go finally.
Oh, no,
got
it went.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay,
it did.
perfect. Awesome.
Yeah, it
Awesome.
did.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I can't wait to let you know when everything's clear and the money's coming through, because that's a sign that, woo.
You did it. You did it. You did it.
Awesome.
Right.
Thanks.
Thanks, Wilma. Very cool. I'm sure that helped a lot of people. Having tingling all over my face too, and expansion around me. Someone said they smelled lemongrass. That was Carrie, I think. Someone said this is helping me. So very, very good. Let's do
Good.
one.
And the importance of being in the body. I just want to highlight this. When we're calling in, when we're but when we are actively lining up to that which we're creating, to saying, I'm walking toward this. I want to manifest this. I want to create that. If we're not in our body, it makes it so much harder, because all of the goodness in the spiritual realms is coming through us to be made real in our physical experience. And if we're not in our body, then it can stop wherever most of our consciousness or part of our consciousness is, and it lands there, and it can't come through into the physical.
Oh, that's so interesting. I've never thought about that. Interesting. Okay, good stuff, guys. Okay, so Kathy, you're up next.
Hello.
Hi, Kathy.
Hello. I haven't talked to Tanja in a long time. I've worked with her in the past, but it's been a while.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi. Yeah, I want to know if it's trauma and different things that's, I feel like, interfering with some manifestation and hearing my guides, or what you can pick up?
It's kind of like they're showing me kind of a karmic storm
Oh God.
that you can, it's like I give my permission to leave this storm. I've learned everything I needed to learn from it. It's been swirling for 3 decades solid. And so there's times where it's really present. There's times where it kind of goes off into the background. It's multi-generational, your own ancestor. There's marriages in here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 previous husbands who all are like, she's mine and she's mine, and chastity belts. It's like all this crazy karma stuff. So it's like
I give myself permission to exit this karmic storm.
yes.
And I call all my presence back to me from all of it.
And your nervous system is like, oh, like there is a nervous system component here for sure. So bringing the body into safety every single day, doing this while you're watching TV, taking a walk, and just allowing nature to fuel you, to feel like Mother Earth is here feeding us in so many ways. And so I'm hearing like, giving yourself permission to feel the support of Mother Nature and reminding your body you're safe, like going for a walk and just, I'm anchoring in more safety, just having that a little bit playing in the background. There's also something going on in the third eye that they're showing me that they want to clean up. Hold on. Yeah, trauma in the third eye. So the trauma component did kind of, it's like a film over your third eye from that. I call my presence back from all that trauma, and I give my third eye permission to open and my nervous system to receive safety. And I exit the storms, and I can anticipate a beautiful day-to-day experience. Yes. I'm open, I'm willing, I'm ready, I'm able to experience a beautiful day-to-day existence. And it's safe to let go of the past, activating the pure, pristine moment of now, and letting that flood into every cell, every wave, every atom, every particle of your physical and non-physical being, coming into wholeness, graduating from the karmic storms of the past and opening to the pure potential. Let's break away from those old timelines that are no longer serving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 old timelines. Let's alchemize those in the purest divinity, send them back to the light, and anchor onto the most ultimate, highest, and best good timeline for you to be on in the here and now, feeling supported by life, by Mother Earth, by Father Sky, by your higher self, your team, your guides, and syncing up all your brains, those 4 consciousnesses, seeing them coming together. And I'm hearing, just remind yourself how beautiful you are every day too. That's really going to help the nervous system and the consciousness of your body.
Okay. Wow. Thank you
That was a
so
lot.
much.
How are you feeling?
I don't know. I kind of like, I just feel like this breath of fresh air just like came in like whoosh.
Oh,
Good.
thanks, Kathy.
Thank
I
you
that
so
one.
much. Oh my God.
Yeah, very good. Keep us posted how you do throughout the rest of the call too.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, good stuff. Very good stuff. All right. I think let's talk about this fabulous program, and then we'll do activation and clearing and talk to a couple more people. How's that sound?
Sounds awesome.
Okay, so let me pull this up. First of all, I'll put it here in the link for everybody. This is a mammoth of a program that Tanya's put together for us. lifereawakened.com/Tanja25. So let me share my screen here. All right, here we go. Manifesting Beyond Effort, a 3-month journey to embodied receiving. Shift timelines, release old programming, and finally experience manifestation as second nature. Hallelujah. I am all about it. So, Tanya, tell us what this program is all about.
It's a 3-month rewiring of the synergy with life, really, and opening yourself up to limitless creation and receiving, giving from a full cup, like just feeling in alignment with life and with yourself. And it's going to be awesome. I am so excited. I like putting that, like literally, I'm so jazzed up about these 3 months together. I can't even, like, I don't have words because I can feel the timeline shifting I can just feel all the juiciness of what will be let go of. And this, just living in step with life instead of feeling like we're butting up against. And letting go of that butting up against. That's the goal that I have for everybody who pops in on this, is to really feel like they're moving in step with life instead of counter to it.
I love that. I love that. So this program it's 3 months and it's 9 live 90-minute sessions. So they start in March, beginning of March. So they run March, April, and May. So talk to us a little bit about like so I see the focus in March is really about the nervous system and aligning the nervous system for receiving. So exactly
and coming into your body and really having that, that strong constitution, that all your bodies are in your body and that it's safe to be in your body. It's safe to be on earth. Which is, again, the mind is like, no, it's not safe to be on earth. Have you turned on the TV lately? There's a lot of unsafety in the field. So really disconnecting from that matrix, shenanigan, chaos, chaotic fields, chaotic consciousness, and coming into the body with safety and, having practices that, as a group, doing this together, that we are, coming into our bodies, we're resetting our nervous system, we're doing breath work, we have practices for the week. It's going to be jam-packed. The team gives me little pieces and nudges, before the calls, and so much of it gets channeled through during the live calls. But, I'm just feeling so much peace just with that first month of just really bringing in the peace.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then April, you're talking about tuning your frequency to infinite receiving.
Yes. So we are equal parts receivers and transmitters, right? So if we think of our chakra centers as gateways where our heart is constantly receiving and our heart is also constantly transmitting. Our hands are both receiving and transmitting, right? So it's fine tuning our receivers and our transmitters. So we're sending out the right signals. We're sending out the signals of what we're calling toward, and we're creating the container to receive that which we're calling for. So as stuff comes up, like with the lady with, okay, I'm ready for this, and then this instant pain, being able to say, oh no, we're going to blow that away. That's alchemized. It's just coming up to come out. And really harnessing our intelligent systems to be the vessels to receive what is here for us to receive. And, we are meant to receive right now because our missions are all so important. There's so many angels among us every single day and every single walk of life. And our frequency medicine is so important right now. And in order to be sending these signals out of pure love and pure peace and a sovereign planet, we need to be fully, shored up and filled up in order to do that.
I love that. All right. And then May, let's check this out, guys. Amplifying your signal. Who doesn't want to do that? Embracing change and embodying a new timeline. So that's the theme for May.
Yes. Change can be really scary, even change we want.
Yes.
And I've kind of lived my life differently, in terms of, okay, I'm guided to go here, I do it. I'm guided to go there, I do it. I mean, my mom thinks I'm insane because she has resisted change her whole life. And it was so funny, like when my parents divorced eventually, like 20 something years ago, she got hit with like 4 changes at once, big ones. She lost her job. She had to move houses. She's getting a divorce. I mean, it all just hit at once. And I'm like, well, Mom, you've been avoiding change for 30 years. What do you think's going to happen? Right. So I like getting on front of the change and being the conscious creator of it versus life just saying, okay, you've been avoiding this change. Now we're going to give you the opportunity to finally get on with it type of thing. So really, getting into safety around embracing change and not giving our life force energy or empowerment to the hiccups or any challenges that arise, like not giving our power to the hiccups, taking our power back from those things and realizing, oh, okay, it's just part of the earth walk experience that we're going to have, roadblocks and stumbling blocks and twisty paths, and I'm not going to give it my energy anymore. So collapsing those old timelines and anchoring in the new timelines.
Love it. Very, very good. Okay, so that is 9, guys, 9 live sessions with Tanja. It's 90-minute sessions. Okay. Item 2, 22 days of cosmic downloads from the Riviera Maya. Okay, what is this?
So anybody in the call, if you participated in those 22 days and you're on the call right now, pop in the chat, how that was, because I'm sure there's some people on the call that were part of those daily emails that I sent out. So I recorded a process every weekday, just about while I was in Mexico. And this is global timeline work. This is grid work. This is inner child work. These were custom, downloads from the energies there, from karmic clearings, planetary clearings. It is so much. I mean, I don't even know how many, it's over 25 hours of replays, I'm sure. I haven't added up the hours of it, but it's beautiful. There's a couple of them where I'm underwater the whole time and, I'm snorkeling, and there's schools of fish. Those have tons of abundance codes. There were several wealth portals that I went to, and there's downloads from the wealth portals and the guides underneath where I was staying. There's a beautiful crystal that was placed by, some say the Atlanteans, some say others, but the day I left, or the day we talked last, the next day, I contacted the local abuelo who I had met just a few days earlier at a temazcal. And I said, I have a gift for you. I'm leaving, and he's like, oh, I'll be right there. He spent 5 hours that day in ceremony with me doing closing rituals. And he said, oh, you've been the one cleaning the crystal. And I got like, you don't get, you don't get confirmation all the time in this world. But that, that really, I'm like, I've been doing what? He explained the crystal that was under there. He said it's a protective, he would explain it much better than I would. And I was like, somewhere else too while we were talking. But he said, yeah, I felt somebody here that had been doing cleansing of the crystal, and I wondered who it was. And I'm so glad. And thank you for helping, and thank you for cleaning our crystal.
Oh, I love that. Okay. And so check out these comments from people that were a part of this. So David says, it was magical. Monique says it was amazing. Kathleen says, yes, they are amazing. Lindley says the most beautiful 21 days that became 22 days. Just loved it. A daily boost. Another Zoom user said it was wonderful. Luciana says amazing indeed. So very, very cool. I'm so glad so many of you guys are here to also share your experience in this 22 days. So, and I would imagine going back through it will even be even more beautiful if you guys decide to go through it again inside of this program. So really cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And even in the classes, the team might, say, hey, everybody listen to, day 15 this week if you can, and then we'll talk about it in the next class, that kind of thing. So there might be specific ones that we touch on throughout the program to enhance the work that we're doing live.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Item 3, Sacred Creation Reset, Womb and Manifestation Clearing MP3. This sounds fun. What is this?
Oh, so this is so the all the music packs, and if David is on the call, it sounds like he is. He's the musician wizard that puts such beautiful melodies to the activations that I put out there. Thank you, David, for sharing your medicine and making these very experiential journeys of sound and light. And whenever you listen to any of the recordings, the team comes in and helps to pull out. So this is pulling out of men and women have creation spaces. So we think of the womb space just for the women, but men have their own womb space. It might look different from ours, but it's pulling out the gunk in the creation centers, whether it's timelines, past life stuff, this life, discomforts and traumas and that kind of thing, and really cleaning up that creation place so it's safe to dream again, so it's safe to move forward, so it's safe to tap into frequencies of joy and happiness and lighten up things, right? It's been really heavy, so this one is really designed to lighten the energies of your creation spaces and places.
Love it. Very, very good.
Yes.
Okay, next MP3, Loving My Human.
Yes, this is an older activation that the team wanted to include in this package for a self-love boost, and really addressing that itty bitty cruddy committee that in the head that can be telling us I can't, or I don't know how, and I don't know this, and I don't know that, and really making peace with that voice, loving it, accepting it, not judging it, and bringing it back home to that, hey, wait, this is not a smooth ride. There's going to be hiccups. There's going to be mistakes. There's going to be, integrity gaps that we meet within ourselves along the journey, and calling all of those fragmented parts back into ourselves.
Very good. Okay. The next one, Nervous System Cleanse and MP3.
Yeah, so I recorded this specifically for this program, I believe, in terms of, having a tool at the ready to help regulate your nervous system throughout the whole program. So you could listen to this, a couple times a week, even throughout the process, to just keep bringing that nervous system back into safety and coming into your body.
Very good.
Yes.
All right. Next up, The Path of Effortless Creation, Flow, and Expansion, MP3.
I went to sleep with this one last night. It's beautiful. It's I'm still receiving from it. So
Wow.
I listened to it last night, and I don't always listen to everything, but my team said, listen to this one once a week is my protocol on listening to this one, my own personal protocol. I'll be listening to this one once a week, just to, again, it's inviting all the systems and processes of the body to be on board with the new timeline, to be on board with change, and be on board with lining up to the synchronicities and allowing what's here for us to receive to come on in.
Love that.
Yeah.
All right. And then there's a bonus integration call on July 17th. So what happens with this call?
So we'll, I think our last call of the program is in May.
Yes.
And so we will have a long break, and then come together for one more group powwow after a couple of months, and just be able to take questions, celebrate, wins and shifts, what hasn't shifted, where any stumbling blocks may have occurred that we can blow away, and set intentions for the rest of the year.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. And then there's a limited time bonus available this week. So Tanya's offering 6 months of remote healing for free when you join before Sunday. After the timer runs out, it will go down to 3 months. So if you want the 6 months, which is fabulous, that will be available till Sunday. So what happens with your remote healing, Tanya?
So I manually turn on all the containers within 3 days of purchase. So when I get an order, I go in and I make sure, okay, the receiving channels are open. If they're closed or they're wonky, then I do energy work to make sure that the energies are being received. And there are these like cool, energetic, I kind of call them Tesla med beds that the team puts together for people to receive while they're sleeping. So I set up that custom remote energy to be set up while they're, during sleep time, during dream time, that your internal pharmacy is turned on, that you're receiving pure life force energy, that your systems, organs, and processes of the body are receiving. And then I check on the containers. So they'll tap me if something needs to be addressed, but I regularly check on the containers, make sure everybody's receiving the whole time. And if there's any tweaks or shifts that need to happen, then I just kind of say, okay, let's alchemize that. Now, obviously, we can't bypass or, this isn't in addition to the inner work that you're doing. It's to support all those inner processes so that you can let this crap go and have the team working with you 24/7 for the entire 6 months to help facilitate all the changes that you're asking for.
Very good. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. And so right now, this special offer is $297. It's available through Sunday. And there is a 2-pay and 3-pay option to help you guys out too, if this is the program that you are feeling called to join. So, all right. So I saw a couple questions in here, and then we'll get back to some fun healing. Somebody was asking, how is this different than your monthly? I don't know if you have a membership or monthly calls that you do. So how is this different than that?
Well, it's a lot more robust. So the monthly calls, we tune into the energy for the month. We're doing grand completion calls, I think is what she's talking about. So those are, supporting with the year of 9 and the year of the wood snake and transmutation calls. And, this is a community gathering. It's like a community monthly call. So this is, 3 months of a deep dive. So definitely very different in the sense of, what is going to be brought through and the support in being in community with everyone else for 3 months, specifically for manifestation and specifically for creation. Yeah.
Jill, I see your question asking about the dates. If you go to the page, they are on there under I don't have them in front of me anymore, but under the first item, the dates are on there and the time. I remember the time, it's 1 p.m. Pacific, but I don't remember the dates. I just know it starts, I think, March 6th. So it goes March, April, May, and then there's the bonus call in July as well. So can we watch these Zooms again if we did this fabulous course? So I'm assuming there'll be recordings, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
Okay. Let me see.
And they get uploaded, you'll receive them from me, and then they also get uploaded to your page on the summit as well, Life Reawakened page. So they always get posted there as well.
Very good. All right, someone's asking, any chance to add on a personal session? Right now, we don't have a personal session on this package. So, but that's something you can talk to Tanja about later. So, all right. So that is the program, which looks fabulous. And if you have questions, continue to add those. Otherwise, Tanja, I'm going to turn it back over to you. I know you have a process you're going to take us through. So let's do that.
Okay. So just coming into this here and now moment, giving yourself just a moment to pause, to get still, to get quiet, to breathe in, feeling the beautiful vortex energies here singing at us. And I'm seeing a big gem about maybe 100 yards beneath me and just over a little bit. And she's inviting to come into this space. So we're going to feel into this magnificent crystal, bright green, and just feeling you coming into your body here. allowing this bright green energy to just come in, supporting any systems, processes, areas of the body that are calling for your attention. And feeling this beautiful green crystalline energy coming into the heart, inviting any armor, any heart walls to just melt away with the love, and giving your heart permission to expand, and for the neurons of your heart, the thinking cells of your heart, to fully come online. So that whisper gets louder, more palpable, more tangible. Reclaiming the sovereignty of your ears so you can hear the messages your heart is sending. And they're showing me 12 points of light coming into this crystal from 12 different sacred sites and vortexes right around me. And so these 12 beams of light are like funneling into this crystal and beaming up one pillar of light to come up through your feet, through your central channel, out through your crown, and connecting above to your primary star home. And they're showing me for everyone that at your primary star home, there is they're going to call it a diamond, but they're saying it's different substances, different kind of rock there, but it is a crystalline diamond structure, and it's connecting the two. So as above, so below. And then feeling the coding coming in from this diamond from your star home. It's a bright white, diamond white light coming down and meeting the green light in your heart coming from this crystal here in Sedona, and allowing the support from Mother Earth, from all the sacred portals that exist on Mother Earth. Sedona is part of a network of many sacred sites, and everyone's receiving beautifully, and really allowing that support to come up into your feet, into your heart, and allowing that support to come down from your star home, through your central channel, down your crown. A little bit of energy getting cleared out from the upper chakras, some interference and that karmic storm energy. So we're just going to invite all of that to be alchemized in the purest of divinity now, and allowing those codes to pour in and meeting in your heart and connecting your star homes to Mother Earth's highest timeline. Feeling some energy falling away in the body, lower back, the calves, the feet, shoulders, neck, back of the heart, wrists, thumbs, like maybe a little arthritic pain, that kind of thing, like just allowing the body to soak up the support that's here. And now calling all parts of you back home to you now, all presence throughout all time, space, so you can fully come into your body in all of your brilliance. Little third eye wash happening here, just kind of asking for that fog, that film, anything around the third eye that is no longer serving your ultimate highest and best good, to be spiraled up and out of the crown and recycled back to source in pure love and pure light, and allowing your third eye and your heart to really sync up, seeing some infinity symbols coming in, syncing up the third eye with the heart, and then another one coming in the opposite direction, syncing up the left and right hemispheres of the brain and the ears, reclaiming the sovereignty of your ears, your third eye, and your heart. Feeling some wealth codes and abundance codes coming in now from both the pillar above and below. You deserve to have your inner and outer missions fully resourced at this time of great change on earth. You are supported. You are loved. You are amazing. All of your team and guides thanking you for your bravery of being human. And thanking the nature spirits of the land here and that beautiful bright green crystal and all of the beautiful energies here for supporting us today. Aho. Thanking your star kingdoms and the support from your star homes. Blessed be. And thanking your teams, your guides, your higher self for all their wisdom and encouragement. Thanking your human, your ego and your mind, and the human heart that's felt it all, experienced it all. It's safe to let go of the density and step into lightness and joy. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. And all of these energies will continue to run until complete and received for your ultimate highest and best good. Beautiful.
Awesome. Awesome. How you guys doing? I see Kathy says, thank you. I could feel energy moving in my head. It does. Someone on an iPhone says, and so it is. Thank you. And they also felt the energy earlier. They're like, I felt it. What did they say? I feel it in Illinois in my body.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't expecting that crystal. No, and that's the thing. It's like I go into the energy and I allow the guides to just show me what needs to happen, what needs to come in, what's coming in. And they showed me this beautiful, it was like a three-dimensional heart. So it looked like a field, but all the way around. So instead of a donut shape, it was a heart shape.
Very cool.
And it was just bright green. It wasn't emerald. I'll have to look through my crystal books and see if I can figure out. The name isn't coming to me of what type of crystal it was. It's a unique one. It's not a first and foremost, but it's huge. It was like, really big and maybe a few 100 yards down and over behind me over here somewhere. And we just plugged right into it. That was beautiful. So thank you, everyone, for bringing that forward.
Someone said, the crystal became a part of me. I could feel the energy in my whole body. Gail said that. That's very cool. Someone said, I had tears of joy and felt my star family was with me and healed my inner ear and vestibular system. Very cool. What else? There's tons of comments here. So a couple people are giving some names of what crystal it might be. Someone said they sensed warmth in their heart. Someone said, thank you, Tanya, for sharing your gift. Elaine said, many releases through uncontrolled muscle movements. Wonderful. Amazing process. Benisha said, feeling expanded. Very, very good. Vangal said, amen. God bless you. We're very powerful. I pray my tinnitus disappears. That was great.
What am I, for who said the tinnitus, what am I not hearing? There's a message from your guides there that do some automatic writing. What are the messages coming in that want to come through?
Very cool.
Yeah.
David's still humming. Hi, David. I thought that was the David she was talking about. Nice to see you here.
Yes.
Nicole, thank you so much. So beautiful, beautiful stuff. Really good stuff. So we have time for about 2 more one-on-ones. You good with that?
Yep.
All right, good. Okay, so next in line is Carrie. Carrie, you can unmute. And Rachel, here's the link for the sign up for the program.
Hello.
Hi, Carrie. Welcome.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
How are you?
Good.
Yeah, so I just was wondering if you could see what's going on. I have a problem where I sometimes can't, it's not really in my throat, it's a little more down, I think like my esophagus where I'll swallow and then I feel like this tightness in my chest that it's stuck there. And sometimes it eventually goes down after a few minutes, but I kind of go into a panic I don't
Okay.
know, it's been happening for probably like 5 years on and off. It just happened this morning, actually.
Okay. There's definitely something here that is very hard to swallow. So maybe an event that happened around that time. I'm feeling the event was maybe 8 years ago. Some sort of event, some sort of something where it's like, I cannot swallow this. Whatever that is, and we want to call your presence back from whatever that moment was where I'm just like, I can't swallow this. And there are other timelines associated with it. And, sometimes when we get triggered by something and the trigger doesn't match the thing, it's like, why am I this upset about this? Like, this shouldn't be bothering me this much, but I'm like really upset right now. That's usually a sign that there could be other timelines associated with it, because it's rubbing on that other energy, which is then flooding it into the field. And it's like we'll get these cellular memories associated with other things. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 timelines that were associated with whatever that moment was 8 years ago. It doesn't,
Doesn't matter.
8 or 9 years ago, could be 9, coming up on 9 years. And so it's a 9-year cycle ending. But hold on, there's something there. All ostracized parts from those 5 timelines, please come onto the healing team. It's safe to come home and feel into that toroidal heart again that we just were working with, that crystal. And it's kind of like doing a little elevator. So it's like there's a toroidal field shaped like a heart here, and it's doing this kind of elevator motion with you right now, where it's just cleansing, opening it up, reclaiming the sovereignty of your whole upper respiratory tract. Let's ask for that to turn yes, calling all that presence back to you. Some inner child pieces here as well. I reclaim the sovereignty of my whole upper respiratory tract. And upper digestion tract. Thank you. This healing is happening now, and that's going to continue to run until complete. I'm hearing that's going to run for like a week and a half.
Wow. All right, sounds good.
How's it feeling, Carrie?
Good. I feel calm. I feel like maybe something's moving
Awesome. Very good.
down. It feels like something's going down. So that's good.
And it's safe for it to come out.
Okay.
Yeah. And ease and grace with letting this go. No rubber band effect. Thank you. Yeah, it's safe to let this go. I'm just going to see if I can dissolve it. It's like a pocket of something. Hold on. Doesn't look pleasant. I'm not going to describe it. I forgive whatever's here. I release it with love. Thank you for the gifts. There you go. Good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Carrie, for being here. You helped a lot of people. Thanks.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Very good. Someone said, I'm feeling vibrations in my body. That's a great thing. Very.
Yes.
All right. Janine, you are next.
Hi, thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome.
So much has moved since the beginning of the call. In that space of working with the safety part, that it's safe to make changes, and the listening part, because it always feels like I'm interfering with my own listening. And I'm looking for practical ways to kind of open that up a little bit more.
Yeah. So I give my nervous system permission to embody safety.
I give my nervous system permission to embody safety.
Yeah. So hold on. We're going to hold that for a moment. Karmic storm, multiple timelines, ancestral, soul constellation, lineage. You came in this lifetime to get a lot done, and your nervous system is like, ah. So I'm just talking to the nervous system here for a moment. Hold on.
That's why I always feel like I'm behind.
We're always on time. That's just the mental construct, matrix construct that we're behind. Okay, so they're showing me, they want you to imagine that you're standing underneath a waterfall.
Okay.
And let that water, and they're showing me it's like there's a bubble around you, so the water can't really land, it's bouncing off. So we're going to ask for that bubble to get popped and for it's safe to receive cleansing and to allow your nervous system to be cleansed and to arrive in safety. And there's like a lot of hologram, like sacred geometry coming in to support, like a lot of, wow, beautiful. It's like as you're standing in the waterfall, they're showing me it. If you could imagine like Christmas ornaments, but spiraling around you like multiple helixes, and each ornament has a 3D sacred geometry. Like just it's beautiful.
Yeah, sacred geometry has been coming up a lot more for me in the last 3-4 years of popping in and out, but I'm still not sure quite what to do with it.
That's okay.
How to bring it in or interpret it.
I let go of the how. All we need to know is the next step or two. We can let go of the how. Some of the most amazing things I've ever experienced. If somebody would have told me, go and do that, no way. I couldn't have planned it. Some things happen exactly as they're supposed to. And I give my nervous system permission to sync up to synchronicities. Thank you. There we go. And the nervous system. So this nervous system process with the waterfall and the sacred geometry, it's going to run for like 2 weeks. But that mantra of, I give my nervous system permission to embody safety. I would write that down and put it on a sticky note on your bathroom window or mirror or whatever, like work with that statement. And that's going to be super helpful.
Thank you. I can feel that tremendously when you say it, when I say it. So I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you,
Thank
Janine.
you.
Welcome.
Very good. Someone wrote, well, Linda said, thank you for the water. The water was so refreshing. And then somebody wrote in, I don't see a name, but I am baffled at how I felt in my body at the beginning of this call to now, how my pain is a lot less right now. How cool is that?
Amazing.
Very, very cool. Vangel says, love and many blessings. So synchronized, all of it. Warmer in the upper spine. So very good. Sandra says, good work, everyone. For real. And Sarah says, thank you. Beautiful. Really, really powerful call. Wow. Lots of good stuff in there. Now I'm clearing my throat. Really, really good. So I want to send you guys the link again for this program, lifereawaken.com/Tanja25. It's TANJA. You can either copy and paste that, click on it, or it will be sent out in the replay email as well later today. A few questions I have about the program. So do you recommend those that join starting with the MP3s, and start with those prior to the live call starting in March?
I would say, they can absolutely, the nervous system one, the loving my human one, and the womb clearing, all of those would be super beneficial to do before the calls start. And the 22 days, just kind of, you can even play around with your intuition. What's the number between 1 to 22? And, see what number pops up. And that's the number you're supposed to listen to that time or that day. You don't want to overdo it. So there's no need to, listen to all of them in one day or anything. That less is more. Let the energies work. Let the energies, do what they do. There's no need to rush especially since we have 3 whole months together. You'll be able to revisit, you can, if there's one that you felt super powerfully, like if you're, as you're going through the 22 days or through the MP3s, excuse me, if there's one that you really felt a lot of energy moving with, like take a note of that. And that one you might want to revisit a couple of times, because that is usually an indicator that a lot's going on. Same with the ones that if you go to sleep right away, like if if you're out within 2 or 3 minutes, like that one is probably another good one to listen to allow it to get conscious. When we fall asleep that quickly, that's usually our subconscious and our body and the other consciousness of ourselves really wanting to absorb those frequencies. And as we listen to those more, then we can invite those to become conscious if we fall asleep each time.
Oh, that's very cool. And so let me clarify for myself, the 22 days, you get them all at once. It's not dripped. So you get access and you can kind of pick and choose.
Yep.
That. Very good. Okay, guys. So you have the link. And just a reminder that the 6-month remote healing container, the limited time bonus, is available till Sunday. So you have some time to rewatch this, which I encourage you all to do. There was some fabulous energy in here. So definitely, rewatch it. And if you dive in, you can start working with these energies from Tanja right away. Everything available up front. Sandra, yeah, everything except the live calls. So the live calls start in March. So, yep.
Yeah, and we the first, second, and third week, and then we have an integration week, and then repeat then for April and May.
Very good. Very, very good. All right. What an absolute beautiful call, and what an amazing program you put together. I'm so grateful for you and for bringing this to the community. Really, really appreciate that. Anything you want to share before we end the call today?
Just, I'm hearing the team say, know how magical you are, that we all have medicine, we all have magic, and just know how magical you are. Keep reminding yourself.
I love that. Doesn't that, as soon as you said that, it just takes your guard down right away. So it's just such a beautiful message. So what a great way to end the call. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Tanja. Guys, let's show Tanja our gratitude, show her how much we love her and how grateful we are for everything that she does for us. Really, really appreciate you, Tanja, and loving that beautiful background behind you. So thanks for sharing that with us as well.
Welcome. You're welcome. Sorry, the light was a little bit wonky at the beginning, but there was not much I could do about the sun coming in.
All right, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here. Again, these calls would not be as powerful without you being here and being open to receive. And this all happens because of each and every one of you and your energy you bring here. So thank you all for being here. And thank you again, Tanja. Really, really appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.